Which game overall has better skins, Valorant or FragPunk? Hey guys, Nightfall here, and people have been asking me why people don't play FragPunk, why it's just not popular, and why Valorant is so much more popular and keeps all their players. And my answer to that is I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. When I look at Valorant and their art style and the graphics and everything that game has, it just pales in comparison to a game like FragPunk. The only knock I've ever heard anybody really give on FragPunk is that it's just a copy of Valorant with different stuff. And while that may be true, you could say the same thing for Valorant, where it's just a copy on CSGO with abilities. Gaming has just gotten to the point where there's nothing new anymore. There's no new fresh idea or game that's ever going to be completely different that you can't already compare it to a game that's been out before. But in an effort to try to understand why people play that game, I'm going to pit all of the weapon skins that people deem the best in Valorant versus FragPunk for each weapon. As far as Valorant skins go, there is no duplicates from like the same set. FragPunk, however, has a couple duplicates just because the game is still so new. It's only a year old, and there really isn't a ton of weapon skins for certain guns. So right off the bat, we're going to be comparing the Cure-All to the Classic, the Cold Shoulder to the Frenzy, the Vicious to the Sheriff, the Clampdown to the Stinger, the Mad Dog to the Spectre, the Meat Maker to Bucky, Boom Broom to Judge, Discipline to the Phantom, Cleaver, Vandal, High Life, Marshall, Bad Reputation, Guardian, Resolver, Operator, My Way, Ares, Ghost Pepper, Odin, Bad Moon S, Outlaw, and then obviously you have your melee weapon. Now, I don't play a ton of Valorant, so I did have to do a little bit of digging to find these skins and ask around to see what skins are widely regarded as some of the most sought after or some of the coolest looking skins in the game. And then as far as FragPunk goes, well, I have pretty much every skin for most guns, so I just went through and found the one that I think looks the best. Now, do keep in mind that not all of these guns for either game are going to have final kill animations, or if some of the ones that I'll show from Valorant do have final kill animations, I apologize. I'll try to keep the final kill animations out of it unless we have both of them in the video to compare it to. But let's go ahead and take it away, and we're going to keep score. There is 16 weapons, so it could very well end in a tie, and I guess we'll have to figure that out if that happens at the end of the video. Also, I'll throw up quizzes every time a new gun pops up on screen or when we're comparing them, so you can decide, do you like the FragPunk version of this gun better, or do you like the Valorant version? And we'll compare some quiz results and see what most people think. So keep an eye out for those quizzes as they pop up throughout the video. There's going to be one for each weapon, so there's going to be a total of 16. But let's go ahead and take it away with the first weapon being the Clampdown, or as it's known in Valorant, the Stinger. Basically a compact SMG, or if you come from a Rainbow Six Siege universe, this is basically the Vector. So the skin I chose for this one is the Love's Rose skin, and you can see the animation here. It shoots out a couple hearts and it makes a bigger heart. It's nothing really fancy in terms of animation. There's nothing super flashy or anything. It does have its own shooting sounds, and the reticle is a tiny little heart. And the final kill animation is this big heart that goes up in the air, comes down, explodes into a flower. Pretty cool. Again, this one doesn't really have a lot of new weapon skins that have come out for it, so there's not a whole lot to compare it to. This one, I believe, does have the plasma skin, but I did pick plasma for a couple weapons throughout the rest of this list, so I tried to not make as many duplicates. But let's move on to the Stinger in Valorant. And if I got the name right, this skin is called Sovereign, and it kind of reminds me of the Celestial Envoy skin for the Mad Dog in FragPunk. But there's really nothing special about this. I don't think this one has a final kill animation or anything like that. At least I don't have a video for it. So, I mean, when it comes down to just the weapon animation and the shooting sound effects and just overall how they look, I'm still going to have to give it to the Clampdown in FragPunk. Moving on to the next weapon, we have our basic pistol, the Cure-All in FragPunk versus the Classic in Valorant. So this is the Cure-All here as we see, and it has the Speedrunner skin, which came from a prize pool. You see the weapon inspect animation is pretty cool. It's got a little race car theme to it. It's got its own little shooting sound effect. And the reload animation is pretty cool too. It's like changing a tire. And then of course it has the final kill animation here, where it's got a finish line, a race car, and a trophy. And then moving on to the Valorant side of things, we have the Classic, which is a pretty basic name for it, but it's just a pistol. And this skin looks pretty bland. Like, it just looks like a normal pistol that's colored green. I don't understand why this is considered a cool skin, but apparently this is one of the best skins for this weapon. It's called the RGX, if I'm not mistaken. And again, I'm gonna have to give this one to FragPunk, unfortunately. I just don't understand the appeal behind this one. So FragPunk 2, Valorant 0. Now moving on, we have the next SMG here. This one is the Mad Dog S. This is the Spectre on Valorant. And this is the Flourish skin, and I think this is a little bit customized. So my apologies, I forgot that I had some customization on this one, but it's pretty much the same, just a slightly different color. So we can see the reload animation as well as we had the inspect animation before, and the final kill animation is nothing crazy, honestly. It's just a vase that blooms into a tree with flowers. And then we look at the Valorant version of this weapon called the Spectre, and it does have a cool shooting sound effect, I'm not gonna lie, and the reload animation is pretty cool. And again, I'm trying to keep art style out of it because Valorant is just very bland, but I mean, it's kind of a toss-up if I'm taking all the other stuff that I don't have to compare this weapon to. And just out of not being a FragPunk fanboy, because I'm not the biggest fan of the Flourish bundle just in general, I guess this one I'll go ahead and give to the Spectre. So Valorant 1, FragPunk 2. Next up, we have the Cold Shoulder, or the Valorant variant of this is called the Frenzy, and it's basically just a semi-automatic pistol. The skin I have here for the FragPunk version is the Obsidian Dragon, which is honestly a sick skin no matter what gun you put it on. But the reload animation, the weapon inspect, and even the final kill animation are just unrivaled to almost any other skin in this game. And then we compare it to the Frenzy, which this one has the glitch pop skin on it. And sure, it does look fancy, but when you compare it to the skin we just looked at, it is nothing. I mean, this one is just a bunch of different colors. And again, I don't know why this skin is so sought after or so popular. I mean, I'm also not sure what other skins these weapons have in the game for Valorant. So, I mean, if this is the best of the best, then, I mean, come on. But like, what are we doing? And if I'm wrong on any of these skins for Valorant, let me know down in the comments if you're somebody who came from Valorant or plays Valorant. What would be a better skin to look at and compare for this specific weapon, or for any weapon throughout the rest of the video? So this one, I'm going to have to give it to the FragPunk side, and it's going to be 3-1. Next up, we have our very first shotgun that we're looking at. This one is called the Meat Maker, and we're going to be comparing it to Valorant's Bucky. This one is the Phantom Fleet skin, and I mean, this set of skins is just insane. It's based on like a ghost ship theme, and just everything about it, the reload animation, the reticle, the inspect, all the way up until the final kill animation is just perfect. Then moving over to the Valorant side of things, we have the Bucky, which is just a white shotgun with some plasma or electricity or something in it. I honestly don't know what it is, but it does look cool. Again, I don't know what the base weapon looks like for all of these weapons in Valorant, but it just looks plain to me. I don't know what it is, but we do get a final kill animation for this one. And again, it's just absolutely lackluster. Like, if these skins came to FragPunk, the community, albeit what's left of it, would be up in arms over how trash they are. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this one to the Meat Maker, and that's going to put FragPunk up 4-1. Next up, we have the Vicious, or the Sheriff would be the closest thing in Valorant. This is basically just a deagle. And the skin I chose for this one in FragPunk is the Plasma skin. This will be the first time out of, I think, 2 or 3 that we see this. And just over a year into the game, the Plasma skins are widely regarded as some of the best, if not the best skins for any weapon in the game right now. And then we go over to Valorant, and we're comparing it to the Sheriff with the Neo Frontier skin. And I mean, it does look cool. I don't know if it's always like a revolver or a 6-shooter or whatever you want to call this. So I mean, it's not like a 1-to-1. It's both aren't deagles, but you get the idea. We do get to see some shooting animations here and some final kill animations. And honestly, if I'm being unbiased, even though the Plasma skins in FragPunk are some of the best skins I have seen in any game, this skin just the final kill animation alone carries this skin. But I mean, you could say that about both. So I'm gonna have to give this one to the Sheriff in Valorant because that final kill animation is just amazing. Maybe I'm just a sucker for the Western theme, I don't know. But we'll move on to the second shotgun that we have. This one is called the Boom Broom, or the Judge on Valorant. And I know a lot of people probably have never even seen this skin in FragPunk. This is the skin that you got from pre-ordering the game on PlayStation, and it's called Per Station. And outside of the Plasma, the Boom Broom doesn't really have a lot of cool skins, but this one to me is just by far the coolest one. And I use the term cool very loosely here. I mean, it's just a cute skin. It's funny. It's silly. It's whatever you want to call it. It has little meowing noises when you reload it and shoot the gun. And the first kill badge, second kill badge, all of those badges have like little meows to it. And then we compare that to the Judge, which has the Divergent skin on it. So immediately we see some kill badges, we get to see it shoot, and then we get to see the final kill animation, which is really nothing until it walks into a different dimension. And I mean, if FragPunk had a skin that lets you do that, that would immediately trump all skins that have come out before. So Valorant looks like it's making a comeback. I'm going to have to give it to the Judge on that one. That skin is just way better than just a kitten skin. Even better than the Plasma skin, in my opinion, if that's what you want to put it up against. So it's a slim lead now. Valorant's made a comeback. We're down 4-3, FragPunk up 1, and we're moving on to the Discipline. Now, this Discipline skin recently did just come out, and I think what needs to be taken into account here is this might be, hands down, the best skin in FragPunk out of all guns, and it's free, 100% free. Now, I don't have the prices for all of the bundles in Valorant to compare it to, but I can guarantee you most of the skins we're looking at weren't free. So this one has a really cool inspect animation where it just turns into a rocket ship and tries to escape through a fucking portal. It's got its own custom crosshair, and then also the kill animation for the final kill just brings in a fucking Star Destroyer and lights up the last person. I don't know how you top that, especially when you consider we're looking at this gun. And by this gun, I don't even know what to call this. Apparently, it's called Recon for the Phantom in Valorant. And this looks like a fucking camo you would get for getting 10 kills in Call of Duty. This shit looks ass. I mean, it's so bad. There are other variants apparently that I've seen, but they all just look like plain different colored camos. This one's red, black, and gray. There's one that's like a blue, green, and fucking nasty brown color. I don't know what the hell they were going with. I don't know what makes people want this weapon skin or why it's apparently one of the best for that weapon. But if anybody in the comments says that that weapon skin is better than the one I just showed you from FragPunk, y'all are fucking high as shit. So that one easily goes to FragPunk and the Discipline. And now they're up 5-3. But moving on to the other assault rifle in the game, we have the Fever. We're going to be comparing this to the Vandal. This skin is called Violent Violet. It's not anything crazy, but I didn't want to duplicate Plasma for every single gun. You could also argue that the Fever has Flourish or the Obsidian Dragon skin. So yeah, either of those would be pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. But this one just felt different. Not a lot of people have it. It was an early skin, and the final kill animation is pretty cool. It's nothing crazy again. And like I said, it doesn't even matter what you put it up against with Valorant's champion skin here. This one is the Val Champions. I don't specifically know what year it's from. And while it doesn't look anything crazy, it looks crazy enough. But the final kill animation alone just fucking sends it. I mean, the Inspect has its own music. That music is again in the final kill animation. Again, even FragPunk fanboys out there, you can't deny the fact that this skin, just everything about it is better than anything that you put it up against as far as the Fever goes in FragPunk. So I'm going to have to give this one to Valorant, and that's going to bring it pretty close. Again, we're 5-4. So only 7 skins were just a little over halfway, and the next skin we're going to get into is one of the first snipers we're going to look at here, called the High Life on FragPunk. And the best equivalent that I was told to put this up against Valorant is the Marshall. This is the Snake Spot skin in FragPunk. And truth be told, the High Life doesn't really have a lot of cool skins, and the final kill animation for this is not anything crazy. It's just a puff of smoke. So, I mean, I get it. The High Life's not really a gun that's used by a lot of people, here it is. Now we compare that to the Mage Punk skin for the Marshall, which just has a better name and kind of reminds me of the little like steampunk kind of skin that the Resolver has in FragPunk, which is the other sniper. So here you see this skin in action. You see it, you can hear it shoot, all that good stuff. You can get the final kill animation, which is honestly not anything special in and of itself, but it's definitely better than the Snake Spot skin for the highlight. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this one to Valorant, and that means they're tied 5-5, 10 skins in. And this is the skin I just mentioned before. This is the Resolver in FragPunk, and we're going to be comparing this to the Operator in Valorant. This is the Brass Legend skin, and again, this is one of those skins where a lot of people may not have it, may have never even seen it in game. This is one of the pre-order skins from the PC pre-order bundle, and it's a pretty cool skin. Again, the Resolver did just get the plasma skin, so I mean, if you think that one's better, then fine, I guess. But this one's just really cool. I'm a fan of the design of the little steampunk thing that it's got going on, and it doesn't really have any final kill animations or anything like that. We're going to be comparing it to the Operator. This skin is the Reaver skin. Again, looks kind of plain. Actually, it reminds me of the sniper from Sea of Thieves. But I mean, this thing just has a crazy final kill animation, and the bullet sounds just sound deadly. Like, if I heard that, I'd be fucking trembling. And I already tremble when I hear a sniper in FragPunk. So sadly, I'm gonna have to give this one to Valorant and the Guardian. Now, Valorant takes their first lead at 6-5. And honestly, I thought this was going to be a runaway for FragPunk, but maybe I was wrong. So let's go ahead and look at the next skin here that we have for the My Way. This is the first of 2 LMGs that we have. This one specifically is called the Sleek Beast skin. And again, there are other skins out there for the My Way that are debatably slightly better, but personally, I like this one. It's one of the only extreme skins that we have for this weapon. So you can see all the different animations with it, including the final kill animation, which is just like a panther slicing and dicing. An alternative to that would be the Frozen Snowstorm bundle, where the final kill animation is just like a bunch of icicles and stuff and snow coming down. But we're going to compare this one to the Ares, and this is the Singularity skin. So we can see it, all the different animations. The final kill animation is, again, lackluster. There's just a purple ball. Eventually it goes away. So, I mean, either way you put it, neither one's really that great. So, I mean, this one's a wash. It could go either way. I'm going to call this one a tie, actually, just for the sake of the video. Maybe we'll come back to that for the tiebreaker if we need to, but we'll move on to the next one here. This is the Ghost Pepper and the Dragon Slayer skin, and we're going to be comparing this to the Odin and the Blast X skin in Valorant. This one doesn't really have any fancy animation. This is just like the default weapon animation for this gun. Doesn't even have any final kill animations either. And again, the gun we're comparing it to is like a Nerf gun with a Nerf bullet. This one does have a final kill animation, and maybe I'm just prone to the toy skins. They just look cool. I don't know what it is about them, but I think Valorant's going to take this one too, because the Ghost Pepper right now just doesn't have any skins. And when I say the Ghost Pepper doesn't have any skins, I know the Ghost Pepper got a shit ton of skins a while ago, but it just doesn't have any great skins. Next up, we get into our marksman rifles. This one is the Wind Whisperer skin for the, I think, the Bad Moon S. I always get the 2 marksman rifles mixed up. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is either the Bad Moon S or the Bad Reputation, and the one we'll look at after is the other one. You can see the final kill animation, the sound effects, all that good stuff in here. And we're going to be comparing this to the Outlaw for the Mist Bloom. And I'm kind of glad we got to compare these two, because this is basically what the other skin kind of tries to copy. And they're both well and good. And you would think this one is almost a wash until you see the final kill animation. And then you realize that Valorant is going to take this one too. So now we get to the other marksman rifle. I think this is the Bad Reputation, and this is the Plasma skin. And like I said, the Plasma skins are just some of the best in the game. You can see all the different effects. The final kill animation is really no different than the one we looked at earlier. And we're comparing that to the Guardian with the Neptune skin. I'm not really a fan of like the sea or ocean themed weapon skins outside of the Phantom Fleet one, because that's just a little different. That's like a ghost ship kind of thing. But personally, I'm just not a fan of this one. And like I said, the plasma skins, just the inspect animation alone, easily takes this one. So FragPunk is going to take this one. And then the final weapon that we're going to compare is the melee weapon. And I'm just going to tell you, hands down up front, FragPunk is not losing this, because the best weapon skin in the game for the melee weapon is the Constellation Knife. This was the first prize pool weapon they ever had, and they did it right the first time. All of the animations it comes with, the idle animation, the inspect animation, the final kill animation, are just all insane. It basically shows you a constellation and you can change it to any of the constellations. The one that I have selected here is Gemini, and then you can see that in the sky in the final kill animation as well. And this is what we're comparing it to in Valorant. This is the melee weapon, the Xeno Hunter knife. I guess if you're into the whole basic, just regular combat knife, this shit just looks like it's ripped straight out of CS2. But I mean, there's no comparison when it comes to melee weapons. FragPunk takes the cake on this one, giving us a final score of FragPunk 7, Valorant 8 with 1 tie. So I mean, you could argue that if you give that one to FragPunk, that they're both tied. But I think what we have to consider here is that FragPunk's been out for just over a year yet, not even a full year on console. And Valorant has been out for God knows how long. Several years, in fact. I think it's coming up on 6 or 7. But anyway, if you agree with all of these, let me know down in the comments. Make sure you took all the quizzes, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.